can come on down through the whole life now. When I used to pick cotton and pull photo. Yeah, we used to pull the photo off the cone, cone grew up high. People had to pull the photo off. When we got through that, we was on the farm then. And we used to had pick cotton. Pick cotton. We didn't have on no shoes. Frost was on the ground. Didn't have no shoes. The boss man doesn't take it all or take all the crop, for because the teller was supposed to pay for half of the $4, and the boss man paid for half. But we had, but we had to, but my daddy didn't know. They didn't save nothing, cause we had to get in the cotton patch and pick cotton. That's how we had to get our food for the winter.
Right.
Yeah, oh Lord, babe, I had a whole lot. Oh yeah, I can't even begin to tell some of it, all of it. 1917. That when I was born. 1917. My home, regular home, is in Sumter, South Carolina. That's where I was born at. Sumter, South Carolina. Lord have mercy. But we stayed down there, and my mama and her sister came up here in North Carolina. They worked to the tobacco factory, and they had liked it so well, so they moved the whole family here in North Carolina. That's why I've been in North Carolina today. And so from day right on, and so we all us, there were two families, just really say three families living in just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a 5-bedroom house.
Wow, 3 families in a 5-bedroom house.
Sure did. And so they had, my mama had the kitchen on one end. My mama's sister had it on the other end. Didn't have but my mama had about, I can't think how many children she had, but she had a lot of about 6 or 7 head of children. Had to live in just one little bedroom, and we had to make pallets on the floor, and that's where we sleep at, on the floor. Sure did. And so she messed around and came on back through again. And so we, from then right on, cause that the first time they ever see any green tobacco, tobacco grow. And so we all, anyway, babe, I can't begin to tell it all, cause I got older now, and some of it done gone away. And now I'm gonna tell about when we was on the farm, and we had a whole lot. We had to pick cotton, but we didn't have no shoes. And my mom went down, the frost was on the ground, but we didn't have no shoes on. So she went down to a store down to Saratoga. That was a little town down there. And she went to Mr. Eddie Hare, and she got us some shoes so we could put on our feet to finish picking cotton. And so one day right on, I'm just skipping back yonder now. But when we was in South Carolina, I can remember good when we were down there in South Carolina, Sumter, South Carolina. That was my regular home. We were born out in the country, but that was my regular home, Sumter, South Carolina. Then they all moved up in North Carolina. So that's where I'm from, North Carolina here. That's why I'm here. My husband pays. He been gone about 4 years now. So so we moved from there here. So after he passed, I come live with my daughter. My daughter come and got me and brought me here with her. I was a little girl then. But I was trusting in the Lord ever since I was a little bitty girl. And I tell you something else they used to do down there. They used to go fishing in the night. They used to go fishing at night. People used to possum hunt in the night. They catch them old possum and put them in the bag. Had a old knapsack, call it old knapsack. Put them in the bag. When they catch one, they put them in the bag, and then they bring him to the house. My mom had old possum. She put him in the barrel, and the old possum stretched out and got out one night. I don't know where the old possum went, but the old possum went somewhere. I know they couldn't find him the next morning. Yes, sir. That love baby that been so long. I wish I could just tell it like I wanna tell it, but it seems like I can't think of it like I wanna think.
Do you remember what your mom and dad's names were?
What their name was? Junior's Parts.
Junior is dad?
Junior's Part. And my mom was named Ronnie Perry. She was Ronnie, R-I-N-N-I-E.
Now, how many children did they have?
How many children they had? They had 11.
11 children.
11 children.
Wow.
11 head of we children.
How many boys and how many girls?
We had 4. Listen, baby, I had 4 brothers. 4 brothers, and with 7 we girls.
7
all
girls.
The boys gone, all but 1 now. All the girls gone. Ain't but 3 of us living now. Just 3. All of them gone, and Mama and Daddy all been gone for years and years. But still, God's still blessing me to be here right on, to see these number of years. But I'ma tell you, when we had a whole lot. Yeah, we picked cotton. That the way we had to get our winter food. Didn't have no shoes on our feet, just a bare feet, and it was cold. And so she went to Mr. Elliot Harrell down to Saratoga and got us some shoes so we can finish picking cotton, because that's the way we had to buy our food. We were picking for Mr. Joe Henry Best, but we left him because they wouldn't pay but 50 cents a 100. 50 cents a 100 for 100 pound of cotton. We paid cotton for 50 cents a 100.
50 cents.
50 cents a 100. And Mr. Andrew Ellis, he was paying 75 cents a 100. And so we stopped working for Mr. Best and went to Mr. Andrew, because he was paying 75 cents a 100. And so that's the way we had to get our food. Lord, I can't tell it all, but we had a whole life. I just say this: we had a whole life. Seen the time when we didn't have nothing but dry cornbread and water. Had cornbread and water, didn't have nothing. And cook old peas. That come, I don't like peas today. I don't like peas today because didn't have no grease to go in them. Nothing but a little salt. And somebody had moved out the old house and had salted some meat down over there in the old crib over there. And then we got our salt to put in our peas. So today I don't eat still nobody old peas today. Cause that's the way we had to eat them old peas with no grease.
Yep. I can imagine.
And the white lady, Miss Marley and Miss Marley Cook and Mr. Lonnie Cooks, they were living up there on the other side of we was neighbors. And she had two girls, Mary and Lucille. And that when Hoover was in the chair. Oh Lord, that was a rough time. Ooh, Lord, that was a rough time. People were walking, begging for food. Miss Molly and Lucille and Mary used to walk from Saratoga all the way to Wilson. People didn't have no shoes, and they went and got them old high-top shoes way up there, halfway, near about to the knee. They were begging for food, begging for clothes or anything they had to give them. So somebody gave them a lot of old high top shoe, and they come back and they want to share some with us. They did share some with us. But baby, I had a whole. I'ma put it this way: we just had a whole lot. That's about all I can say.
Wow. And so, which number of the kids were you? Like, which were you one of the youngest or one of the oldest? Were you one of the oldest children in your family, or one of the youngest?
I'm next to the oldest one.
Next oldest.
Next to the oldest one.
Next oldest.
The oldest one was named Junior's Part 2.
So you were the big sister.
And so I got a sister next to me. She 94. I'm 96. She 94. So she live in Charlotte, North Carolina. That's where she live at now, in Charlotte. She was telling her past life to a lady, to a white lady. She said, Catherine said you ought to make a book so you can make a book so you could sell them books. And so I'm just put it this way: we had a whole life, baby. See, any time we didn't have nothing but dry cornbread and water. That's all we had. Well, you know, that's all God had promised: bread and water. So that's all we had. Them old hard, I told you I had them old hard peas. Ain't had nothing but salt and no grease in them. How come I don't like nobody peas today?
Yep.
Yeah. But baby, I reckon that's all I can think to tell right now.
Could you tell me a little bit of about how you met your husband? And
About my husband. I didn't ever know him before I moved down there in Wayne County. He was born in Wayne County, in North Carolina.
Oh, North Carolina. Okay. And you moved out there to meet him, or?
When I moved down here, when I moved in Wayne County, I was a little girl. I grew up there, and when I come to be 16 years old, I had my first little baby. 16 years old. Wow. I had to handle my business. I was handling my business then. 16 years old.
Wow. Were you?
Yeah, they was expecting me to die. They sitting up with me every night, expecting me to die. But glory be to God, I didn't die. I didn't die. Thank the Lord, I still here. And them one who was sitting up with me, they been gone. All of them been gone, dead and gone. But the Lord still blessed me to be here these 96 years. And happy, and yeah, that song said, I'm happy on my journey. And the world can't do me no harm. Oh yeah, yes. And Mr. Bill Great Darden, that made me move out of Wilson County and move in North Carolina. They move us on a mule and wagon. They didn't have no truck to move on. Had to move on the mule and wagon. Oh yeah, that's the way they were traveling then. Mule and wagon. Didn't have no. And I remember the time when they didn't have no cars. Mr. Joe Henry Best, he had the first old car, I believe it was old Dodge, when we first moved in Wilson County. Mr. Joe Henry Best had old Dodge. Didn't have no glasses. Had old curtain. Them old model cars then had curtain round. So that's what they had. And when they had it, I'm a go from South Carolina again. They used to, when a person died, they used to have to take them on the mule and wagon. They didn't have no hearses to take them on. They had them cam on the old mule and wagon. Grandpa had an old horse, named Old Mary Reed. And I was scared because somebody had died. I can't think who that had died, but anyway, they take them to the cemetery on the mule and wagon. And I was scared to get up on that wagon because that dead person done been up there with that casket on that wagon. And I was scared to get up on that wagon.